Thank you very much, viewers. Welcome to Punchline Africa TV, broadcasting from Nairobi, the Republic of Kenya. Thank you, viewers, wherever you are in the world, watching us all the way from Nairobi and London simultaneously. Thank you very much. Viewers, the topic today and the show is the People's Court. The People's Court. In the People's Court, we discuss topical issues that affect Africa. We pick one issue that we see is forgotten or it is on the limelight of the African news. Biafra today, and our topic today is Nigeria. Has the world forgotten the war, the killings, the murder, the torture, the rape, the defilement that takes place in Nigeria, in Biafra? Has the world forgotten? What has happened to the world, the AU, the United Nations? Nigeria this year held an election. They postponed an election on the 11th hour in the morning, 2 hours before the polling stations opened. This election was cancelled. Then they had another one. 84 million Nigerians registered in an election. Only 28 million voted. The rest 54 million did not vote. The type of voter apathy in Nigerian elections indicates the popularity had sunk so low of the ruling party and of General Buhari. Buhari, once a military dictator who overthrew the government, and he was also overthrown later on, has ruled Nigeria since it came back to multi-party democracy. This is his second term. But the second term was marred with violence, voter intimidation, killings, burning houses in the southeastern parts of Nigeria, commonly known as Biafra. Most Biafrans have been agitating for a free Biafran state. You remember the war that took place in 1967 when Ojukwu and Gowon fought, or we call it Total and Shell BP, the code of that war. The two companies went to war, one supporting the other side. Nigerians lost lives, millions of Biafrans died, the economy sank to the lowest, a peace agreement was hammered, Nigeria returned, but not much has been done in southeastern Nigeria. There is no infrastructure. The oil is being pumped from the same region. There is pollution, there is water pollution, there is disease, there are no hospitals, there are no roads. The infrastructure is literally broken down. You leave London, you take 8 hours to fly from Europe, you take 10 days to reach your village. That's how bad it is. The infrastructure in Nigeria is not existing at all. It doesn't. There are no major roads like in Kenya, South Africa, and Uganda. No major roads, no development. Part of Nigeria is being slaughtered by Boko Haram in the north parts of Maiduguri area. Boko Haram has killed thousands and abducted thousands of people, displaced millions of people in the northern part of Nigeria. Nigeria is simply a failed state. There is no word we can put other than that one. If you can't stop the war, if you can't give people democracy, if 54 million people don't vote for you, what legitimacy do you have? Buhari will be sworn in on 29th of this month, I wish the people who will gather there, African heads of state, good luck. But that is another African dictator sworn in, who cannot even win a war, not in single territory. Capture a single territory of Boko Haram that has tortured, maimed, killed. Nothing is being done on Boko Haram. You can't even use national agencies. People tired as Kandoya, kill them, slaughter them like a cows, as you see the pictures that are coming right from these places. This is a country, people touch, look, the cutting of people's hands. Some of these photographs are very graphic that we can't show them. The suffering of the people of Nigeria as a state is too much that we cannot hold and keep quiet and fail to talk about it. Why is it that the government of President Buhari is not seeking international help to solve these problems? That's my question. The AU is there. Somalia, we got international help. There is AMISOM. These are some of the views that I want to go into, and with me in the studio right now to talk about the history. What is going on? Why is it a forgotten war? Why are people silent? Why is African Union silent? Why is the United Nations silent? Why are the British Commonwealth silent? Why are we silent when we have people dying in Nigeria? That is it. I have campaigned on this television station for the last 2 years against the government of President Buhari. When Buhari came to Kigali, all African heads of states were actually saying he will sign the African Free Trade Agreement. Nigeria would benefit much out of the African Free Trade Agreement. But Mr. Buhari surprised very many people by refusing to sign the agreement and returned in Lagos saying he was going to do a consultation. A population of 200 million people seeking to trade from the rest of free Africa. It would benefit more Nigerians than it would benefit the rest of Africa. But we have a problem in Africa. Every time when we want to bring out issues, we are told that the leaders are in bed with another Western country. The problem of Nigeria is that Western country. Is that Western country that actually created the war in 1967. Total Oil played a vital role, a very pivotal role in creating the war in 1967. Today, Total Oil is seeking all the oil wells and other offshore oil regions of Nigerian oil, petroleum and oil companies. It is not surprising, therefore, that the people of this region will suffer for a long time as long as France wants this oil and it will get it by hook or crook. The Nigerians are saying they need their independence. They have had enough. They want to go away. They want to sit on their own. They want to engage on their own. They have nothing more than what they want to do, except one thing and one thing alone. Referendum. They have asked for a referendum. Buhari can't give them a referendum. Why doesn't Buhari give them a referendum and stagger the independence? Because there are so many things they have in common. What they have in common are Nigerians. But the worst part of it is that the same Biafrans are being discriminated in their own country. When they go to the north, they are told to go back home. So where is the home? And these are some of the things we should bring out candidly. We don't fear Buhari. We have nothing to do with Harry. We don't even know him. We hate such dictators. Africa must say it out itself. Its position is very clear. The dictators on this continent, like a beer, that guy of Equatorial Guinea, beer, all this must go home. Leadership was not meant for you only. Leadership was meant for several other people. But you still stagnate yourself, stick there, you are sinking, the ship is going down, your people are being maimed by Boko Haram, terrorists are coming into northern Sahara region, a breeding ground is growing in the Maiduguri area. Then you say you are head of state of Nigeria. You are head of state of which Nigeria? Trees, the tropical trees, or you are head of state of what? Biafra is saying, look, stop killing us. Of late, in the last 1 month, atrocities have intensified. Human rights organizations document serious violation of human rights in the southeastern part of Nigeria. I have human rights friends who have really sent real photographs. You see, they have sent real photographs, and the people are not, they can't speak about it. Everybody has been told not to speak about it. And yet there are human rights going on. The killings are taking place today. People are silent. I am not silent. At least I proved I cannot be silent until the people of Biafra get their freedom. I've never asked any of them to give me a penny or to give me any contribution towards my television station. Neither do I need their contribution, but if they bring the contribution, definitely I cannot take the contribution of Buhari. I don't need it. I am a man of my own. I stand by my own. I started defending Nigeria without knowing the problem, defending Biafra, and I'll defend Biafra up to the end. Maybe if I am alive and they get what they get as a kingdom, as a country, honor me ye. I have done my best. I have stood by you. There are 3 countries in Africa, actually 4, that I have stood for. Libya, Biafra, Amazonia, and Zimbabwe.
And South Sudan.
And the South Sudan, 5. South Sudan issue, I've said, take them to the tribunal. I have no more mercy with Mr. Riek Machar. Waste of time, stupid. Waste of time, I'm sorry. I don't have any more time. I am the one who made Riek to talk to the governments outside after he started the war. He didn't have any contacts. I gave him the contacts to speak to heads of state in this region. It is up to him now to take heed, pick up the goods, pick up the bags, and go to Juba and make peace. Otherwise the tribunal is arriving. Mr. Riek Machar, Buhari, get the people what they want. The people of Biafra have suffered enough. The killings, the torture, the maiming, the defilement, the rape, the burning of their houses, the killing of the younger generation. What type of country are we raising here? What Africa are we looking for? The banking of money abroad by your wife. Buhari's wife has got $2.4 billion that can feed the whole Africa. And we eat in Africa, we are busy running to steal money from sheikhs in Dubai. Yet we have some sheikhs in West Africa who have banked our resources. That the resources must be used in Africa. Let this Africa rise and look at the sun and say, we have come before you, ye God. We are in trouble. Africa is silent. Why is African Union silent? It has been bought by France. The African Union chairperson is a thief, a big thief. I don't call him a chairperson, I call him a thief. And he's going to campaign along with me. I will put my candidature. I have not been a foreign minister, but I can run the African Union with Pan-African zeal, with the technical team that is there. I can run. My country will propose me. Several African countries will propose me. We want an African Union that can defend Africa, not one that can be bought by the French and told not to look that side, while General Khalifa Haftar is killing people in Tripoli today. We want an Africa, a defense from the African Union which is active, proactive, not reactive. What has African Union done on the war in Libya? Zero. They recognize the Tripoli government, then they recognize the Benghazi government. What union is this? What African Union is this? Stupid African Union. I'm telling you frankly, the AU chairperson of the commission is compromised. He's a man who has no principle. Muhammad Faki has no principle. He looks for money, is paid by French to survive. An African Union that is fundraised for is not a union. It's not a union. Obote, Nyerere, Kaunda, Haile Selassie, Sekou Amir Kabura, Nkrumah looked for. This is not the union that Gabriel Nasser wanted. Gabriel Nasser wanted a union that works, a union that defends Africa, not a union that is silent when you are mutilating the entire Africa. Not a union which tells the people not to go to Democratic Republic of Congo celebrations for elections. A union that stops African leaders from recognizing the elections of another state is not an African Union, it's a captured union. A union that does not see that the people in Amazonia are dying. People in Nigeria, Biafra are dying. A union that does not see the people of South Sudan dying. The people of Central African Republic dying. I want France to tell me what do they collect in Banjul? What do they collect in Central African Republic? What do they collect every day with 4 Airbuses? Is there tourism in Central African Republic? Is there tourism? What tourism is there? Why are there 4 320 Airbuses going to Central African Republic? To carry who? What are they carrying? They are taking our minerals on a daily basis. While people are dying down, minerals are being airlifted. I am not part of those that you can threaten. I'm made of different steel, that this steel will speak for Africa like Nyerere did. That this steel will stand like Obote Jomo Kenyatta did, to speak out the truth, to bring out the truth. Why is African Union silent? Over to you, Miriam.
Thank you very much for that delivery. I think we needed it exactly like that. And thank you so much, our viewers. I can see you're writing to us very fast and furious, and very disturbing reports this morning. One of our viewers is saying that earlier today in parts of Biafraland, about 20 people have been murdered in the morning by Fulani herdsmen. So we cannot confirm the reports, but one of our viewers has just sent us that. So the issue of Biafra, of course, this is the 52 years since, this state was declared to be its own.
Yes.
52 years now. And is it time perhaps maybe for the leadership of Biafra to change tacks if indeed they really want to be an independent state?
They have tried both tact. They have asked for civil disobedience by asking for civil tactics of referendum. They need a referendum. Give them a referendum. If you need them so much, like the rest of Nigeria needs Biafra, not Biafra needing them. It is the rest of these Buharis, the Obasanjo, the thieves. You know, Obasanjo has never been a good man on this continent. Obasanjo is a thief. He thieves. Or when you tell Obasanjo there is a diamond in the Congo, Ngoma, let's go. We shall charter all the plane. Obasanjo betrays Africa, and Africa will never like such people. I've told you on this show that the moment you start betraying another African and selling him, Obasanjo told Taylor that no problem, come to my country, I will protect you. Obasanjo played the tactics. He was paid money by the CIA and they left Mr. to be arrested, taken, airlifted into The Hague. Is that a leader that you can call to your country? Is that a leader? How many things has Obasanjo done? Because Obasanjo is a chairman of Alcatel Africa. What is Alcatel? It's a French telephone company. What does it do? It spies on all African countries. Tell me. Go ahead. Try me now.
Yes.
I am now tuned. I want to tell the truth. Let Nigerians know this man is everywhere collecting money to build his library. When his people in northern Maiduguri area are dying, everywhere he goes with this big, cloth, collecting money, taking home.
And yes, indeed, several of our viewers have confirmed that reports that this morning terrorists really attacked parts of Biafra, Enugu state, to be precise, and 20 people plus have been murdered this morning. And those are very sad images. And when you're talking, you mentioned Buhari, and of course how Boko Haram has thrived under his leadership. And the other day, I think it was 2 weeks ago, he came out to give a statement from his office saying, trying to clean his image, and because people have been accusing him of really being pro-Boko Haram, so now he's trying to claim his image and distance himself from Boko Haram. But is it too late even?
Too late. Buhari.
And issuing a statement, is that even enough?
Buhari
and not going
to issue a statement to do, you're a head of state.
Clear himself from...
How do you... Yes, because I brought have you seen the debate I brought? Buhari will not manage me. If you want politics, he did not study political science. I did, Mr. Buhari. He did military training, but I did both. And I'm a very difficult guy. I brought that thing of him being a Boko Haram. Buhari is Boko Haram. There's no difference between him and Boko Haram. Why doesn't he ask America to come and help him to clear Boko Haram?
Even South Africa had offered to help him clear Boko Haram, and he has not been able to accept.
Look at what Obasanjo does in Africa. Look. He's busy with another lumpen called Chamisa from Zimbabwe with Bill Gates. All what they do is to look for money to sponsor regime change. In Malawi, they have now sponsored regime change. Elections before they are conducted, the opposition is already saying we have won already. How did you count the votes? Hey!
In where? Malawi?
Yes. Already they are claiming winning. The voting is tomorrow.
And then you say
stage for it has already been rigged. Parallel systems, parallel tallying systems have spoiled this nation. This continent has a problem.
So the opposition in Malawi is already claiming victory, and yet the elections have not even happened. They're supposed to happen tomorrow.
So when you look at some of these difficulties,
they're setting a stage for trouble.
The difficulties that we have as Africans, the overstaying of presidents, the changing of constitutions, the shrinkage of constitutionalism,
and constitutional coup.
Yes,
getting
the constitutional changes, term limits. There is no African leader who wants to leave power, including Museveni, because it has become sweet across here. Some of us are the equal contenders, we left. Because we cannot stay in the same crowd.
You think it's sweet? From what I gather, even experiences from Omar al-Bashir or even Abdelaziz Bouteflika, I think it's just protecting the evils that have been done in the very many years.
How do you know?
So that cannot be sweet.
We must discuss the culture.
They're on edge.
The culture of elections in Africa.
Yes.
How do you discuss? How do you leave power when you have been butchering people and throwing them in the river all the time? How will you live?
And expect
people will come for you.
Yes.
How do you leave power when you have been sending Fulani people to go and kill the Biafrans in Enugu? How do you leave power? How do you leave power when you have been sending Amazonians, killing them from morning up to evening, eating them, cannibalizing them? Like Idi Amin used to cannibalize us. In Uganda, we are eaten by Idi Amin. He ate us alive. He looked for people's fresh tongues.
And drank your blood.
Yes,
he did that.
And drank blood of the rich people, the powerful, well-educated Professor Ali Kalimuzo is no more. Where is he? He went. He drank his blood. These are the type of leaders in Africa that Africa should not accept. Bokassa was eating people, cannibalizing people. Central Africa is in a mess. The governments in Europe that support this type of governments must be also censored, condemned. We must also take revolution back. Like in France, we must buy more yellow t-shirts and send in France. Hello, Africa, wake up.
Yes. And of course, you brought up the issue of AU and why this is not even a matter that featured even in the last 32nd summit that happened in Addis Ababa earlier this year. Biafra troubles, atrocities did not feature. Amazonian humanitarian crisis did not feature. You wonder when they sit and talk at the AU, what exactly is their priorities? Is it the African people or they just get...
Tell me, what's the African Union for? The only achievement that African Union has achieved is Somalia. Although we are still grappling with terrorists, Al-Shabaab monsters, we still have a problem. We are grateful for Uganda, Burundi, Kenya, Djibouti, and Ethiopia for having sacrificed their sons. My brothers and sisters in Uganda have died in Mogadishu in defense of Africa, sticking for Africa, paying the blood by blood. So I speak with authority because my people are working. My people somewhere in Africa are not fearful. If Buhari had told us that the Boko Haram are impossible to be captured, Uganda would capture them. Because we are capturing them. The Nigerian army only drinks and eats and fattens itself in the barracks. They are not supporting the people. They are not supporting the people of Madiguri area. They are being killed, maimed every day. What type of army is this? Useless.
And also, when I asked you a question before about maybe it's time Biafra changed the attack in terms of really, if they really want to secede, do you think they've been doing enough lobbying, especially where they could get help in the international community outside of people like France and things like that?
If you look at the stats are very clear.
For support, yes.
The people who are living in Nigeria now going to America, to the extent that the American government closed the embassy. The chancellor.
They brought in new.
No, there were too many.
Yes.
There were too many people living for exile for fear of their lives. The American State Department has got those logistics and
stats. They've introduced new conditions that are very stringent now for any Nigerian wanting to go to the United States. It's even becoming very difficult for the rest of the Nigerians.
Yeah. You can't go to America, you can't go to Britain. Conditions are so tight. And yet back at home you are being butchered by a butcher called Buhari. And he's being given treatment in the United Kingdom. People should arrest him for human rights abuses. File an application in the court. We have very good lawyers in London, Nigerian lawyers. File an application. Serve this guy while he's on his hospital bed. We serve him a warrant.
But he goes there for treatment.
Yes, next time he comes there, we lock him up
He
there.
was in the UK for treatment.
I don't know why Nigerians with all these brains, they don't have to use, they have to use it. Yes.
All right, so what are some of the, maybe the Biafrans watching us, and I can see you writing to us. Thank you so much. Continue writing to us and let us know where you're watching.
You remember when I said Mr. Bongo,
yes,
Bia, cannot step in London. He no longer goes there. He goes for treatment somewhere else in China.
Not China?
Or France.
Maybe France. China?
Yeah, France.
I've never had anyone going for treatment in China.
No.
We only go there for loans.
China has got the best treatment.
Okay.
And some of the things in China are actually very. Some of the things in China the medicines in China are very powerful.
All right, Izichukwu Okoli watching us from New York. Ugona Ejiukwu, you're watching us all the way from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Thank you so much. Keep writing to us. So what do you think, Sam, has been the biggest obstacle in achieving a nation 52 years later? This is a long time.
Corruption, ethnicity, corruption, militarism.
Yes,
those three factors
very militarized,
have brought Nigeria back to where it started. Corruption mainly. Can you imagine that in Nigeria, it is easier to walk than to have a car in Lagos? Tell me why.
The traffic is bad, or what is it?
There's no, it is too bad. The petrol station queues are longer than from here up to Naivasha.
They have oil.
Yes.
What will be the problem?
Nigeria produces oil. The oil comes from Biafraland areas. It is shipped out. Buhari's wife banks some money in Citibank in New York and Washington and other places. $2.5 billion that can feed Nigeria, change the roads. That's the trouble of Nigeria. The tragedy of Nigeria is they are
corruption.
The leadership is corrupt.
And is that the tragedy of Africa?
That's the tragedy that extends to the entire Africa.
It's very sad.
That's why you see the entire Africa, south of Sahara, sub-Saharan Africa, has the same habits, syndromes, symptoms. We all quarrel about elections. Once we are defeated, we don't want to be defeated. Even when the court rules, we still say we are not happy. Then what is it? What is it that the people of Africa want? Does Africa need elections? I ask this question every day in every sermon. Does Africa need elections? Do we need elections in Africa if elections can make people kill us? In Malawi, look at the dead bodies, the amount of people who are being killed, who are being beaten up by the government because of an election. Does Africa need elections?
Good question.
Bring it on. Any other question?
Good question, yes indeed. We've seen in the recent past, I think, from a lot of people talking across the world, that there seem to be some efforts being made, say in places like Amazonia. We've seen the case of Amazonia being taken to the United Nations Security Council even 2 weeks ago. It was discussed extensively, and they're raising concerns over the humanitarian crisis that is happening in that part of Cameroon. But I'm still wondering, why is it that Biafra and what is happening in Biafra that is terrible? We come here every day, read the numbers of people that are being murdered in Biafra every single day, the houses that are being tortured, the kidnappings that are happening, and yet this is not being even spoken about in the wider map of the world. Is it a conspiracy, really, to hide the truth for what is happening in Nigeria, or have people been bought even when it comes to the matters of the AU and the leadership of Africa? Why can other leaders in Africa point out and speak about these things towards Buhari? Why is there a conspiracy of silence when it comes to Biafra?
Let me tell you, there is a conspiracy because you know what? Who controls AU? France. Who pays AU? France. Who pays ICC? France. So there is nowhere you can run it to. There's nowhere. France controls our International Criminal Court. The presiding judge in the International Criminal Court is a Nigerian. He's a Nigerian by the name Osuji. Osuji cannot issue a warrant against to save his own people. Who controls him? France. The French pay 70% of International Criminal Court budget. They cannot order them. Why Amazonians are suffering? France is a member of the permanent representatives of the Security Council. So when you take anything that concerns Cameroon or Total Oil in France, they will block it. They will veto.
They'll use their veto power in the United Nations Security Council.
They are using their veto power to molest us, to beat us, to engage us, to buy us, to capture us. We are captured. The African Union is captured. Captured. There is no African Union here with this Muhammad Mahati Faki. This man from Chad has sold us out.
And that man from Egypt, we are not.
And then,
we are not very safe.
Bring another general from Egypt, assassin something.
Yes.
This guy, now you see where I've quoted them. I've quoted them on this one. They recognize the government of Libya in Tripoli. Then they now see a rebel leader called Khalifa. Arm him from Cairo and Alexandria and Aswan and other air bases on the Mediterranean Sea. Use planes, Egyptian planes, to bomb Tripoli. Together with United Arab Emirates.
And still
the one looking for gold somewhere.
And still dare to call an head of African Union meeting to solve Libyan matters.
A head of African heads of state in Cairo.
Yes.
To go and do what? To discuss what you have already accomplished in France. I have a different view.
Yes.
And let Jomo Kenyatta hold my hand. I'm in the land of Jomo Kenyatta. Hold my hand.
Yes.
Hold my hand. Let me cry for the people who are being killed, maimed, tortured, detained without trial, young men slaughtered, their throats opened up by the Buhari government in Biafra. Hold my hand, Sekutore. Hold my hand, Nkrumah. Hold my hand, Gabriel Nasser. Hold my hand, Nyerere. Hold my hand, Obote. Hold my hand, the living Kaunda. Let's fight. Let's help the people of Africa, Biafra, Amazonia to rise against dictatorship that has killed these two countries or several of sub-Saharan Africa.
Yes, indeed, and our viewers are really writing to us from across the world. I just want to appreciate a few of them. Martin DMX, you're saying you're watching us from Amsterdam. Ajalijo John, you're saying you're watching us from Gabon. And Kulasaki Wahab, you're saying indeed the African Union is doing nothing at all. They're just taking care of themselves. And Kelvin Chooks, you're watching us all the way from Malaysia. And good news, Chukozin, you're watching us from Biafra. And also, let me see this person, Emmanuel Mwanko, you're saying you're watching us from South Africa. Please keep writing to us, and as you do that, tell us where you're watching us from. This is something, and we can see every time we talk about this matter, Biafrans want nothing but to leave.
They give them the referendum.
To be
who tells you they have said it? You will not hold the state any longer. Buhari is going to go in 4 years.
They've had it.
In 4 years' time, Buhari will be no more.
Yes.
We don't want to resurrect an armed struggle that will tear the entire Nigerian state. We are not here to advocate for smaller states, but we are here to advocate for the truth. I cannot be a Pan-African when people are being butchered. I keep quiet. I sit here and I call myself a Pan-African. No. No. I will shout, make my contribution. I don't need anything from Buhari. Neither do I need anything from Nigeria. Where I am is enough. There is plenty of food. The only thing that I need is a unity of purpose as an African, to have Biafran academics, doctors who are working in the United States to return home.
They are the best minds in Africa.
To return home, to build a state, a capable African state that can build us, that can help other African countries. They will help our generations to come. Our children will be helped by those type of doctors that are being maimed, killed, tortured in Biafra.
Yes, indeed. Kelly, you're watching us all the way from Dubai. And Daniel Kimani, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. You're saying nothing is being done, watching from Germany. Oh, all along you've been watching us from Germany. Guten Tag, and thank you for tuning. And why Anthony, you're watching us from South Africa, Zuko, Indonesia, and many South Korea, Igbani Okiriko, I hope I've said your name right, across the world. Biafrans are across the world.
Yes.
Because they have been forced.
Millions are now on it. You can see for yourself.
And they cannot be in their home place.
Which television station can raise this tonight? Tell me. Yes, this is the challenge. This is the Africa we need.
And I believe when they get their own state, all these brilliant minds can come back and actually build their own home.
We've done our best.
Because I believe a lot of them have been forced to go up there.
We don't fear Buhari. Buhari is a small general. All of us trained. He can threaten Nigerians, not us. In fact, for us, if he had called us for help to go and fight Boko Haram, we would go. We Ugandans are not fearful. Kenyans are not fearful. This guy has feared his fellow people in Madiguri, hired them to go and kill Biafrans. He's a mercenary.
And that's why
he's not a head of state to be thrown in.
Help in regards to
Nigerians can throw him in, but me no. When I will meet him at the AU this next month, I'll tell him off. I have nothing to fear.
Yes.
Yes.
And in that order, Biafrans have planned May 30th to be a sit-at-home day. This is according, Biafrans are going to sit at home 30th May to remember and honor over 3.5 million Biafrans killed by Britain through Nigeria those days during the start of the Biafra war, because the government, the leader Nnamdi Kanu came out and declared that everyone who refuses to sit at home on May 30th will be doing a very great disservice to the Republic or to the Biafraland. And so they are angered because the government has recognized June 12th as Democracy Day and has refused to recognize a day to remember the day when Biafrans, 3.5 Biafrans lost their lives. But also these sit-ins, we've seen them have them, they do them on a regular. But so far, do you think it has been effective, or should they do something else different? The sit-at-homes, are they effective so far? Are they working? Please tell us, Biafrans out there, tell us.
They worked. They worked. The seat, we called upon Biafrans not to vote. I'm sorry, I've did it.
Last minute, Nnamdi Kanu came out and said you can go and vote.
We said no, don't go and vote.
So that brought
because if you vote,
yes,
if you vote, you are legitimizing.
Yes, Buhari.
And unless you vote in a referendum,
you're legitimizing that system.
Don't legitimize Buhari.
That system, especially.
Yes,
already oppressive.
So a system was already rigged.
Yes.
What are you voting? The system was already stuffed with papers. They stuffed the papers. They got a French system that stuffs papers, that changes the ballot into Buhari. When you say article, it says Buhari. So the papers that were found in the boxes were reading General Buhari, not article. So what is the use of going to vote?
And someone here has a very tall wish for you. He says, I wish I had powers. I would invite you to Sudan to take over as main man to mediate the peace process. Tell him you've tried that.
No, you tell
Lasaki Wahab.
In Sudan, I am the one. This is the man who mediated.
In South Sudan.
Look at the face. Let me take off the glasses. You see me.
Yes.
This is the man who mediated the Uganda bad war, which had taken 22 years. It had taken him 22 years not to conquer the LRA. I mediated it, finished it. If you have a problem with me, Buhari, call me, I will finish Boko Haram. We shall put them down. We mediated and finished. Konyi wanted to refuse. We refused. We also put him on table that if you don't, then you have nowhere to go. Is Uganda not peaceful? Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
It is peaceful.
Uganda is peaceful.
Yes.
After 22 years failure to conquer with the guns, this month here, this one, I did it. I'm in history.
That mouth did it. The mouthpiece of Africa. Thank you very much. And a lot of Africans here are appreciating your contribution towards finding a lasting peace and bringing Africa together. And a lot of our viewers here are really appreciating your work that you've been doing. And yes, and they're watching us from all over the world. So the Biafrans are saying...
Most African studios fear to talk about this.
Yes.
You have CNN.
The very motive.
Yes, CNN hiring Africans talking in a oh, yeah, I'm not CNN. I'm out of
African voices.
Yes, African voices. There are women in Voice of America saying African voice women. What are you talking about? Talk about Biafra is burning.
People are dying.
Yes.
20 people this morning have been murdered. Only one morning. And from last week, the statistics are staggering.
Yeah.
And this has not come to the attention of those. They wanted to get to what is happening in South Sudan, 400,000+ people dead.
In Sudan, 484,000 people died. Then you are telling me IGAD is doing a peace process. My foot.
And now what is ECOWAS doing?
ECOWAS is dead.
Because such a body...
It has no money.
She'd already started talking about...
ECOWAS is sponsored by France. ECOWAS is only active in French-speaking countries in West Africa. You saw when General Ayahaya was being removed, it was ECOWAS, because it is a French from Senegal who pushed General Yahya out. But ECOWAS cannot react when an English-speaking country is in trouble.
Okay.
Hey,
Morris,
they will let it come out.
You're watching us from Italy. Thank you so much. And you're saying it's Biafra or nothing. Like you, under Jesus Kenzo, you're saying you're watching us from Barcelona, Oko Espanol, and Smario Ononiwa. You're saying I love you guys. You're really sincere in Biafra. We all always stand. Indeed, Austin Sandy, you're saying may God bless you for the works, especially saying truth of what is happening against innocent people of Biafra. And why, Anthony, you're indeed a man to emulate. And yes, so much response. I keep writing. And Emmanuel Manko, you're saying fake Buhari in Nigerian zoo. And Daniel, again, you're saying yes, I was against Buhari. He rigged even before elections. And all right, keep writing. And Tony Felix is saying 3.5 million, more than 6 million Biafrans have died. Yes, and that was the beginning of the war. So you can imagine how many more Biafrans have died since 1967. It's because the war has now gone to the 52nd year right now. And we've been wondering, 52 years, and Biafrans have been fighting to want to secede and to want to have their own self-independence. Why has it taken so long? What do you think are some of the obstacles, and what is it that can be done differently to make sure that Biafrans achieve this dream that they've been having, for a very long time?
Thank you very much. What can achieve? There are two things that Biafrans could do. Unity of purpose. Every time why I had to keep quiet is I've seen a few people amongst the Biafrans splitting themselves into smaller splinter groups. My younger men and the older ones of Biafra, for us who have fought battles, guerrilla tactics from Idi Amin days to date, we have been fighting as guerrillas, well trained, well organized, well reserved. Don't divide yourselves at the hour of need. Divisions always come when there is going to be victory. People smell victory. And that's what I keep on telling Mukisa Besigye, that victory should not make you divide yourselves. One good thing that Raila Amolo Odinga has done for Kenya is to unite opposition in Kenya, that every election in Kenya, there is a united opposition. Thank you very much, Baba. Thank you, Baba. Thank you very much, Comrade Raila Amolo Odinga, because he's a rebel like me. He knows exactly what it means to be a rebel, to fight, to suffer, to be humiliated. At times your rent is not available. At times so many things are not available. At times you don't eat food. When you are a refugee in exile, you suffer more than what it should be. Most of you have seen what it is. Don't divide yourselves. Stick firm, and you know there is a voice. We are speaking for you. We are not worried of Buhari. Buhari has brought terrorists into Nigeria who are killing people. Boko Haram is killing people. And we cannot keep quiet, Allah. Allah.
Yes, indeed.
Allah.
We have to speak about it, and even our viewers.
We cannot keep quiet.
Yes.
Buhari promised us 100 days he will
get rid of. That was nearly 5 years.
The first, yes.
That was nearly when he was.
Now this is 6 years.
He's entered his second term. Yes.
6 years. He's busy walking tall with his gabs.
Very tall, and he's waiting for his second inauguration, the second time inauguration later this month. Siakanzi Ivan, you're saying you're watching us from Abu Dhabi, and really Africa needs mercy. It seems God is not listening to our prayers. Siakanzi, you think so? Why would you say that? Please keep writing. And Nota and
so the People's Court, the solution from the People's Court is Biafra. Move on.
How would you
unite and move on?
How the world unite? I hope they do, because if they don't,
bring this attention to the international community.
Okay.
Let's resource agencies like ourselves. We need resourceful people. We need resources to keep talking. The biggest problem is poverty of faith that we have amongst Africans. Indians beat us because they have no poverty of faith. Indians help each other to liberate themselves. Have you seen India with a democracy that lasts 3 months while they are voting?
And nobody's killing each other.
No.
No electoral materials is burning somewhere.
3/4 of the Indian MPs are criminals.
80%.
85% of Indian MPs have criminal charges. I was shocked. When I saw the report, I thought it was a lie. Because they fight for their people. The Indians stand and fight for the people. They are not criminals because they are transporting money from one area to the other. They are saying, if you don't bring, we shall demonstrate. Then the state puts a criminal charge on you.
The charge. Okay.
Hallelujah.
Osayumore King Brave, you're saying Buhari is the sponsor of Boko Haram and Fulani herdsmen. Buchidon, you're saying nice one. All right, keep writing. So outside of just unity of purpose, because I think for them to achieve this independence, then they have no choice.
There is intimidation. There is nothing working in Nigeria. How do you buy 10,000 daggers? Is there enough forest to slash? What are daggers for?
Someone bought 10,000 daggers.
Yes. And 2 months ago,
the swords.
There were swords that were found in Lagos airport. At the airport being shipped in.
When they were campaigning for the election, so after the election.
They wanted, what were these daggers for? To slaughter the Southerners. I cannot keep quiet. Hello.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed. And when you write to us, maybe you could suggest some solution you think if could be adopted that can really hasten this process of Biafraland becoming independent. And do you think Nnamdi Kanu is the best leader for this?
He's uniting them. For now, yes.
He's the right person for this cause, right?
Yes, you must fall on one leadership. Let him unite.
He's been able to galvanize.
Yes.
Okay.
Let him unite. Let more people. Don't break into factions. Time for breaking into factions is not now. Let's push on. The world is hearing us. The world is hearing us. Someone will help us. I shouted in Amazonia. Now the case has been taken by the U.S. Congress, and the British Parliament has taken the case of Amazonia. People are working, they are listening to me. They are listening to us.
But the US made around a turn. I mean, an 80 degrees turnaround.
They want now to overthrow.
Okay.
You know why they have made a run? They want to go to Yaoundé first.
Okay.
To get the disease out. Get Yaoundé into demonstration on the streets. So that Biya flees the country to Paris. Then we get it easy. Hey Allah, that's a tactic.
That's strategy.
Well done. Strategy.
All right.
If you have studied political science from a nice university like the one I did in Canterbury, thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm a Cantab guy, man.
So the seat.
What can I say? Why don't you say thank you?
The sit-at-home strategy, Biafra say, has been working. I don't know what it has been able to achieve so far, but what other strategy can they use to hasten this process of independence? I still want an answer to this, and maybe Biafrans out there, you have suggestions.
They have suggestions.
Yes.
They are well-organized people.
They've said they are very united.
Can't you see? Yeah, they are.
Yes.
Go bring the topic of anywhere.
Okay.
Come there, they will support you.
Yes.
All what you need is to move on. I have done it for 2 years for you people. I've on my own, I've stood here. It is up to you to help me. It is up to you to help, to assist, so that we send more journalists into that country. We get more undercover journalists to bring out all these atrocities to the world. Don't keep quiet. The PayPal number is there. You can see, you can send whatever, $10, $200, $5, £10, send it.
$1 every.
Everybody of you.
Welcome,
we shall be able to fly in journalists. I have specialized units scattered all over Africa, not only Nairobi.
Yes.
This is the guy.
The special unit.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, and this is People's Court. And today's question is, why is Africa silent on the atrocities in Biafra? Africa, especially the leadership, is very, very silent on what is happening in Biafra today. Are we not our brother's keeper? Or what has happened to our...
Brother's keeper, if we go to finish with the Bible.
Died with
There's no brother's keeper here. Baba, Mama, there's no, the people don't. It is only me who is the brother's keeper on this continent. You see the way I cried for Sudan, South Sudan. I've cried for South Sudan until someone has heard my cry of a tribunal. The only thing that can bring peace in South Sudan is a tribunal.
It's a tribunal.
Period. If you put a tribunal in Arusha, Riek Machar will fly the following morning to escape the tribunal, to be locked up in the Arusha cells.
He will show up
to see Mount Kilimanjaro every morning as you go for your susu in the morning.
Okay.
Yes. So if you put a tribunal in South Sudan, these guys will all assemble in Juba and nobody will fight the other. I'm telling you. But we are playing with these guys and telling you, come to eat rice. Come to eat rice under pilipili in Ethiopia.
And pepper.
Pepper. No, pepper is West Africa. Pilipili, there is a lot of pepper. Hot things in Ethiopia.
Biafrans are present in the house today, so pepper. Anyway, Sebastian Hedgerika, you're watching us from Israel. Thank you so much. So, yes, and the agitation of the people from Biafraland, it's something that cannot be ignored. That's all they want. And even in the marches, even right now, South Sudan and South Sudan had to leave because it was the right thing to do for the people of South Sudan, for them to be independent because of the prevailing circumstances. And it is...
So all of you who are on the line, we ask you kindly, if you have $1, you have £1, you have $10, you have $1, drop in for us. We are not asking, we shall not close down because you have not given us the money. But we shall utilize it to send more journalists inside. Drop $1, $2, $20, $100, any amount that you can. That will help us. $1, 10,000 of us. If you dropped $1 each, is $10,000, and that will take like 6 journalists in different locations in Abuja, in Lagos, in Enugu,
and in Biafra.
And with our phones, I have specialized equipment that can override Buhari's system. And bad news also.
Yes, indeed. And of course, one fueling factor in Biafraland that has really advised the people of Biafraland to really want to secede from the larger Nigeria is exactly what was happening in Ambazonia. You are in a country where you're treated like a second-class citizen. When you sit here and explain even the infrastructure in Biafraland, it's not something that anybody should be experiencing in the 21st century. So Buhari's government, or the larger Nigerian government, is treating the people from Biafraland as a second-class citizen. So why do you treat me badly and still you don't want me to go? What is the problem here?
The problem is if they go,
yes,
then there will be no Nigeria.
The good part of the country, the fat.
This is the only yes, this is a population of about 70 million people out of 200. Those are two countries of Kenya, isn't it? Yeah.
So that is
the Kenya's population is about 40
But they could work something out. They could work something out.
There is no work. You can't work with those guys.
No, once they secede, they could work how they can be.
That is what
good neighbors.
Yes, two states can work together by agreeing that your road can pass that side and you look after your road, I'll look after my road. That's what they don't want.
Now, viewers, some of them are asking for the number. I think
the PayPal number is there.
It's there. So when they click,
you look at the left, the right.
But it says just PayPal. It does not. Does it have or how does it work?
If you go to PayPal, it will come automatic.
Okay. If they click from there.
Yes. Our PayPal is there. Okay. It can come. The money will arrive, and we shall actually announce here.
Yeah, they're actually asking for the account. A lot of
that's PayPal. On PayPal, on that screen, you can see the PayPal number, which you can give whatever you give, 10 shillings, $10, 200 naira, everything will be transformed into dollar. It will arrive here.
We need to send those journalists over there to get that.
We need journalists to go in.
Yes. So
that that PayPal account is very clear. It should not. It is a PayPal. I don't know how. Can my production team put it there exactly for people to see, so that you can pay in whatever.
And maybe
your change.
The office phone number can also be put there, because people are asking for that. They need maybe to confirm a few details before they do that.
Yes, you can call me on my number, which is +254 795 638 145.
Again.
+254 795 638 145. Nairobi, Kenya.
All right.
My PayPal number is there available.
Okay. I hope you.
If you support, we are not asking. We shall not stop talking about Nigeria, Biafra. We shall continue talking about Biafra, even if there is nothing that we get from anybody.
And one of our viewers there is saying they've pressed, but it's not working. I think our production is working on that. We will let you know that.
You see, I don't know whether Stephen checked on it a long time ago.
Just before we leave, we'll let you know how you can go about it. But I hope you've gotten a doctor's number. That way you can be able to contact him directly and maybe give you other options in terms of how you can.
That's the number.
Yes.
Apparently now it is charging. But I will show you. That's the number. Don't call for anything else. That's the office number.
And now we are on the show, so you can't really speak to the doctor. At least after we are done with the show, you can try contacting him, because he's the one who will be forwarded to speak to you. So just be patient, because we really need to exhaust this, but we really can't exhaust the matters of Biafraland. This is something we have to keep talking about.
We have to do it again.
Yes.
Today is Monday. Yes. We do it again Thursday.
We have to keep talking.
Thursday, People's Court. Yes. We shall bring another topic, suggested topics that you want us to discuss on Nigeria.
In regards to
3 p.m.
to Biafraland.
East African Standard Time. Wherever you are, keep watching, keep enjoying. Look at the PayPal. That is it. We've done our best 2 years. We've done it voluntarily. We shall continue to do it voluntarily. We hate dictators in Africa. God bless you.
Please say the number again.
The number is +254 738. No, 254-795-638-145, Nairobi, Kenya.
Okay, I hope you guys have gotten it, because I see a lot of you are still asking for it. I hope you...
And our PayPal
note it down.
is coming there. Or you can email me, africastrategy@hotmail.com. Tell me, Dr. Matanga. That's it.
Africa Strategy in small letters.
Yes, all lowercase.
All lowercase.
Am I doing well?
Fantastic.
Lowercase Africa Strategy at hotmail.com.
So which way Biafraland?
Salvation. That's on the way.
Which way
Let's
forward?
march.
Which way forward?
God is coming.
Tell us, yes.
God is going to help us. Buhari is weak. As long as the animals come to eat your office, like the rats came to eat his office, he's finished.
What?
Yes, rats, rodents. They came and ate his office.
That's a terrible sign.
It's a very terrible sign in African culture.
African culture.
Viewers, that's it.
Yes.
I want to wish you well. I want to say hi to my man. God bless you. God bless Africa.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.